It's the National Football League on EA Sports, where we'll see who's better, Houston's former team or its current one. It's the Houston Texans and the Tennessee Titans. And it comes your way next.
We welcome all of you to Nissan Stadium on the banks of the Cumberland River in downtown Nashville, Tennessee. Alongside my broadcast partner, Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And as we look at this matchup, every time there's something different to focus on. So I'll just ask you, what do you see here in this one?
Well, Rembrandt, you've given me a pretty blank canvas to focus on, haven't you? Yeah. Where do you think I'm going to go with this?
Oh, secondary?
You know me well, right? In a game like this, it's always about the secondary. Can they handle the passing attack and make a few plays?
Joey Sly, the kicker, stands ready. And off we go from Nashville. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. So out come the Texans for their opening drive. And they will be led out by their second-year quarterback.
His ability to adjust on the fly is almost unmatched in the game right now because it leads to a couple of snaps per game where you just sit back and ask yourself, how did he pull that off? Opponents can practice and prepare each and every week all they want, but this guy, he is hard to corral.
Stroud looks to throw on the first play. This one complete to Christian Kirk. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a second and about a foot.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route. And what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing. And they got it done.
On the ground, this is Joe Mixon. And this will be a Texans first down as he's got this up to the 45-yard line.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run. And let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down. Otherwise, it's going to be a long afternoon.
Stroud working out of the gun. Finding room at midfield. And he takes it across the 50 to the 46-yard line. Second down and a yard. They'll send Kirk in motion right. Stroud off the play fake. No, bottled up. Fumble. It's out. It's loose.
Much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time, wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately, had an alert teammate who was able to get it.
So possession still theirs, but now they face a third down. They give to Mixon to try to pick it up. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup, good enough to extend the drive.
A lot depended on the spot there, and he got it. But it wasn't by much, was it? I remember Coach Madden talking about, depending on which foot the official used, that would tell you whether you had the first down or not. You want that upfield foot to be the one that spots the ball, don't you?
And you and I have the luxury of a couple extra views here in the booth, and he did get it, but not by much. And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards.
Now that's staying ahead of the chains. Really good pickup on first down, hitting the tight end there. Now it brings up a second and manageable.
Just found a hole in that zone. Ball on the 36 now. Here's 2nd and 2. They'll bring a receiver in motion right. Here's a fake on the jet sweep and a run up the middle with Mixon. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. He'll lose a yard on the play, so now they need 3 yards on 3rd down.
We all have habits. We can be somewhat predictable, and you know me pretty well on 2nd down and short. What do I like to say?
Play action.
Yeah, without a doubt. I thought that was a great spot to call it. Instead, didn't go their way, did it?
No, defense sold out for the run. Worked out well. And he is going to have a Texans 1st down, I do believe. Yes, he's got it by about a yard there on 3rd and 3. Well, they kept it simple there, CD, only needing the short gain to move the chain, so they didn't want to go with a deep throw. They just go with that safer, shorter throw and able to convert. Nothing wrong with that at all, partner. Check the box, right? Make sure you pick up the 1st down. Offense is getting established. You're moving the ball. You're not turning it over. Check, check, check. They like what they're doing early in the game. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. And how about this first drive? They're being aggressive, slinging it around. Really confident, too, because they're not trying to fool them with running plays, throwing it, and they're being very successful right now. So from the 26-yard line, here's 2nd and a couple. They go back to the ground now with Mixon. And this Tennessee defense for the 2nd straight play gets him behind the line. They're not messing around. He'll lose a yard on the play, so now they need 3 yards on 3rd down. Once again, they run with Mixon. And just good downhill running there as he'll take this to the 15-yard line. A pickup of 11 and a Texans 1st down. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now. It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them. Play action. Stroud now. Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's 2nd down. They're bringing a lot of pressure here already in the 1st quarter. Already sacked him once. Now they get in there and knock another one away. You think maybe that Tucker rule being gone makes defenses a lot bolder? Yes, indeed. That time lucky that the arm was going forward. Incomplete pass. Back to throw. Here's Stroud. This one left side caught by Collins. And he's able to get this down to the 5-yard line before he's out of bounds. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard. A shotgun snap to Stroud. And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. Joe Mixon. A 5-yard touchdown. And the Texans get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. Well, that's just how they drew it up, CD. His first read was there, got it to him quickly, and into the end zone. Absolutely excellent execution by all involved. And the coordinator, got to give him credit, found the perfect play call. Quarterback let it fly as soon as the target came free, and his guy made a nice catch. Just how you draw it up in practice and then execute it in the game. Kaimi Fairbairn on for the extra point. And the Texans take a 7-0 lead. That one was an extended drive, 14 plays all told. And the result, a Houston touchdown. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. So now the Titans get their first shot on offense. Leading them out is their rookie quarterback, the young man out of Miami. We're seeing it more and more in this league, how teams love to have athletes back there taking the snaps, guys who can throw it and move around and get yardage with their legs if needed. He's one of the best examples that we see out there right now.
He can throw for hundreds of yards one week and then run for 100+ the next. He adds an extra dimension that really confounds defenses when he puts it all together.
Throwing to start the drive. Ward. Oh, his first throw of the game going to be intercepted. Darren Stingley picks it, and this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line. Well, that's certainly not the start that they envisioned, Charles. You give up the long touchdown drive, and there, an interception on their first play from scrimmage.
Brandon, I wonder if the mindset was simply, well, that was a long touchdown drive. Their defense might be a little relaxed and feel like, hey, we're in good shape now having 7 in hand. Maybe they just thought, let's take the shot at them right now. Instead, it went against them.
So now we get set to see Houston for their second drive of the ball game. And they'll have good field position here following the interception and a chance to build on their lead as they start with a 1st and 10. First and 10, and kind of tipping their hand at running the ball. 3 tight ends are out there. Inside handoff to Mixon. That's some strong running there as he's down just shy of the 20 on the edge of the red zone. Give him 17 on the pickup there, and the Texans also get a new set of downs. His first carry of their second drive, pretty solid. And, of course, remember back to their first drive, really strong throughout that one.
Not only is he getting good blocking up front, but how about his vision to find the holes? And he's seeing things before they even open and hurtling through them.
And this will be a gain of 6 when it's all said and done, down to the 15 from the 21.
Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. 2nd down and 4. Stroud out of the gun here. Over the middle, that's caught by Mechie. And the Texans are going to have a 1st and goal as he's taken down at about the 8-yard line. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Texans football to start quarter 2 as they go to work on a 1st and goal. They'll give it to Mixon. And he maneuvers his way down to the 3-yard line. 44 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
Hat tip to that offensive line. They're clearing some holes, even down here deep in the red zone. And that's a nice pickup on the ground on 1st and goal.
So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. Option right, here's Stroud. And maybe the wrong read there as he's going to go down immediately. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down. And not a lot of success to be found there.
Oh, you got that right, partner, because if you're trying to make guys miss about 10 yards or so downfield, that's a pretty good play. But if you've got to do it in your own backfield, I consider that a problem. That doesn't hurt too well.
That's caught on the left side by Kirk. A gain of 5, but not enough. Leads to a 4th and goal.
A short gain that doesn't get them the 1st down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it. A field goal would make it a 2-score game, but they're going to go aggressive. They're going to try this thing on 4th and goal. The pass finds Mechie in the end zone. Touchdown, Houston. 2 yards on the touchdown there. And the Texans' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. Big 4th down conversion for the score, and the defense, that is a tough pill to swallow.
Big time for them. How about them just deciding to go for it on 4th down? And, okay, forget the field goal, because that looked like an easy 3 points. Yeah, you might have had a defensive breakdown in there, but they pressed the issue and found a way to get it into the end zone. Give them big credit for that.
Fairbairn good with the extra point, and that'll make the score 14-0. So that drive 7 plays in length. And it was all capped off by a John Mechie touchdown reception. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The time is called. Looks like a member of the Titans in some discomfort out there. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And they're in an early hole. The first drive, they threw the interception. That led to a touchdown, so decent-sized deficit early on.
It is, but I think you hit the key words, early on. So they have to decide, do we even need to change game plan, or do we just need to execute better and try and get back in this game? And a nice job by the two of them to not only connect on the pitch and the catch, but to carry over their practice work to the game field. They saw the adjustment by the defense, made an adjustment themselves, and picked up the first down.
Running the jet sweep with Ridley. Oh, and this one may need to go back to the drawing board. He's going to be swallowed up right away. And Will Anderson gets to him for the tackle.
Let's just make this one succinct. Nice job there. All 11 guys on defense diagnosing the jet sweep and putting it down.
Now a 2nd and 10. Operating from the gun. Ward. Throw to the right, caught by a Chigga 53 yards. And the Titans have cut it back within a score. So on this drive, the rookie leads him into the end zone, Charles, and that helps cancel out the points that were created on the previous drive when he threw the interception.
Yeah, let's give some credit to this rookie because instead of hanging his head after his mistake leads to a touchdown, he comes back out and he's firing and made up for it right there. A well-executed series that helps reestablish some confidence in him to run this offense.
Joey Sly on for the extra point. And that one makes it 14-7. Scoring summary, 3-play drive. And it ends with a Tennessee score. Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Joe Mixon and the rest of his offense making their way back onto the field. We're in the second quarter. They've got the lead. The lead, though, not so much because of the ground game, because of their air attack, Charles.
So what they're seeing so far is the possibility of things loosening up later in the ground game. Through the air first, maybe they have to start respecting that even more as the game goes on, and then there will be running lanes to find later.
Yeah, try to get him more involved here on this drive maybe. Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on first down.
Stroud looking to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Collins. 3rd catch of this first half for him, and this one is a first down. mixing up the middle. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
They'll send Kirk in motion right. They'll fake it on the jet sweep, and instead a handoff up the middle. And this one not going anywhere. They get him at the 44 for a gain of just a yard.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Oh, the motion comes too late, and this is going to be a delay. Now, the offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted. After the delay, they're backed up even further for 3rd and long. Here's Stroud. Throw left side complete. That's Schultz. And he gets this only to the 44-yard line. Not near enough to keep the drive alive.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. And this one hits at the 3 and then bounds into the end zone for a touchback. Here's Tennessee ready to begin this drive offensively. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
It'll be a pickup of 10 yards, and it'll be 2nd and very short.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around with the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
Airing it out, looking for Ridley. He's got it at the 15. And he will be taken down, but it is a huge play there to flip field position. And they'll be on the other side of the field as we have reached the 2-minute warning. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. Looking to throw. Moore again to Calvin Ridley, and he's got it once more. And into the end zone for a Tennessee touchdown. Calvin Ridley from 13 yards out. And the Titans are an extra point away from evening this one up.
All the receivers in the league are plenty good enough, otherwise they wouldn't make it in the NFL. But the ones that go to the Pro Bowl, they have refined route running ability.
Slide for the PAT. And we've got a good one brewing. We're all knotted up at 14. So the drive there, they went 80 yards in 3 plays. And it's Calvin Ridley who finishes it off with a touchdown reception. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. And that 14-0 lead to begin the ball game, well, that's gone now. Time to regroup.
I think even up 2 touchdowns, they knew this wasn't going to be a walk in the park, and I think that's why we would see the head coach going up and down the sidelines telling his team, let's stay with it, let's keep going. It's almost like he knew they were going to make their run at him, and they have. As you said, let's see if they can regroup and get going again.
Stroud to throw it. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down.
Looked like both sides were anticipating a quick throw there, and the defense was ready to jump in and deny it, and they did.
2nd and 10. Stroud. Toward the sideline, intercepted. Picked off by Amani Hooker. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. Well, certainly not his best throw that time, and not a good time to make it, Charles, when they were a nickel with 5 defensive backs on the field.
And that's exactly why you have those 5 DBs out there. You want extra speed on the field, guys who have ball skills and understand what the passing game can do, and gives them a chance to react and make a play on the football, and they take one of those away.
Tennessee offense set to go again. And now following that turnover, they've got an opportunity here to try to cash in with good field position before intermission. Ward now throwing to start the drive. Over the middle, he has Okonkwo. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. And he's going to go down. Sacked back at the 13-yard line. That was Will Anderson getting home and finishing the play.
But that's what they have to do more of defensively. Not just getting sacks, but they have to keep getting in his face. Not let him get his feet set and deliver. He's been carving them up previously.
Yeah, already has a couple of touchdown passes. About time they put a few grass stains on that jersey. 2 of their 3 red zone trips so far, they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. Middle of the field to Jefferson. And he will score. Touchdown, Titans. Van Jefferson from 13 yards out. And the Titans will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half.
And remember, partner, that's a rookie quarterback back there. Apparently, he's getting the hang of this NFL thing pretty quickly.
Yeah, 3 touchdown passes. You're right. He looks comfortable. What are they doing? Anything in particular?
Well, they keep talking about making sure they're giving him plays that fit his talents and also maybe shrinking the playbook a little bit. They did tell us that. Bottom line, he's really good.
The extra point by Sly is up and good. And the lead is now 21-14. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it was all capped off by the Van Jefferson touchdown reception. Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. And the Texans going to get the football one final time here in this first half. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
A little over 20 seconds remaining in the half as they'll line up here 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Collins. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. So the completion good for 7 there, and it's second down. And Stroud now to throw. Another one caught by Collins. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. Throwing now is Stroud. Got a man. It's Collins complete. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. Now Stroud. A short one going to be taken in here by Schultz. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. On the right hash, it's a 43-yard attempt. The kick by Fairbairn is good, and that will do it for this first half. So we've reached halftime here in a 4-point game. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. Both these offenses have been in fine form. What will the second half bring us as we are underway in quarter 3? And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. The Titans offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And as we show you some of the highlights from earlier, he has been instrumental in getting his guys the lead as he looks to finish strong and close this one out. Tennessee offense about set and ready to go. As this offense takes the field to begin the opening drive of the second half, Charles, remember in that first half, good through the air and really all around an outstanding offensive performance.
Absolutely. They reached the end zone several times. The passing game working awfully well, and most importantly, partner,
yeah, they went into the tunnel with a lead. They come back out with that lead.
Absolutely. NFL coaches, we know they're perfectionists in a lot of ways, but they had to like what they saw in that first half.
2nd and 5. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down.
And when you're in a one-score game in the second half, now's not the time to force the football in the places where you shouldn't. And that's a smart decision to just get that one out of there.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Operating from the gun. Ward. He's got his target. That's complete. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. What a play that turns out to be, 36 yards.
We have seen big plays from both quarterbacks throughout this game, and there's another one right there. Going back and forth, almost like two excellent guitar soloists trying to top each other with each additional play.
So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 34. Again, he'll drop to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. Here's 2nd and 10. Back to throw again. And the catch is made here by Tyler Lockett. And he's going to be taken down with another 1st down as the stop's made at the Texans' 23. Now after the play, it looks like there's a Texan here slow to get up. Well, hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. They'll look to throw again. And that's too tall for his receiver. It's incomplete.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw, partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
Well, once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
8th play of the drive forthcoming, and they need 8 yards on 3rd down. Back to throw. Ward. He had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
Field goal unit and Joey Sly now. From the right hash, it's a 38-yard attempt. Sly able to put this one through, and they will open their lead up to a touchdown at 24-17. Well, looking at it from a defensive perspective, that keeps the deficit very, very manageable. You know, all things considered, not a bad job on the defensive side.
I would say that you've pointed out something pretty good right there, and that is you actually have both sides happy with that exchange. You know, happy in quotes, of course. One team, hey, we've kept it within range. The other side saying, hey, we put points on the board and did stretch out the lead. Let's see how this one turns out.
Yeah, still bottom line, though, 3 points for the opening drive of the 3rd quarter. After the made field goal, here's Sly to kick this one away. And able to get this out to the 25. Here's the Texans offense now, readying for their first possession of the second half. And their deficit a little wider now than it was at halftime following the field goal a moment ago.
But the goal is still the same because you know they want to come out, establish a rhythm in the second half, and get going. Make no mistake about it, though. Kicking field goals, not in their game plan. They need to get the ball in the end zone.
Throwing to start the drive. Stroud. And his throw is going to be incomplete. Well, those two have hooked up for a touchdown once already in this game, that time unable to find the completion.
Yeah, it just appeared they wanted to get him out into open space and try and get him the football. As you mentioned, unable to connect.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Open man is Kirk, complete. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. On third down, Mixon. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Give him the third down conversion, 5 yards on the play.
That's a nice run right there, able to get to the outside. And so many times defenses say, okay, we've got you hemmed in. But if you're running the football, at least you know where everyone is coming from. You don't have to worry about the backside at all. That allows you to run with a little bit more confidence as you traverse down the field.
Back to Mixon on first down. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
And they run the option on second down. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. He'll get 5 out of the keeper, but now it's third down. A little do-it-yourself run right there, and a nice gain.
And I like that he knew that that was about all he was going to get. So he did a nice job of protecting himself, took care of the football, took what the defense gave him. If they continue to allow him to do that, they'll find their way taking what they can all the way to the end zone.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Texans first down as they're able to convert by plenty there on 3rd and 1. Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
They'll look to throw here on first down. He gets this one to Mechie. And that's good for a gain of 6, and that'll bring up second down. Inside 4 minutes to go, third quarter. Out of the shotgun, they run with Mixon. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on third down. That's some good tackling there to keep him short of that yellow line.
Yeah, defensively, all I'm thinking is that on that play, get me to third down. Get me into a position where I can make one more play and get my defense off the field.
9th play coming up here on this drive. This is 3rd and a yard. Back to throw. Here's Stroud. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. It'll be a pickup of 4. Good enough to earn him yet another first down.
Oftentimes we think of those tough yards as grinding yards that a running back has to pick up. How about the tight end there picking up the first down in that situation?
That's what he's there for, right?
Big fella, get it to him, let him fight off some people and pick up the necessary yardage.
That's caught again by Schultz. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. This duo locked in, 14 yards there, and a first down.
How about a nod to the sequence of plays they're putting together here? This has been death by 1,000 paper cuts on this drive. But this is one of their best plays yet, and they're able to move it down into the red zone.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Looking to throw. Stroud. Caught left side by Mechie. And he gets this inside the 10 to the 9. It's also a gain of 9. Line of scrimmage, the 9. 2nd and about a yard. From the gun to give to Mixon. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. It's a 3-yard pickup, and that sets up 1st and goal.
Sometimes I get almost mesmerized watching these runners who have great vision. You know, those eyes that carry their feet to open spaces, make people miss. I just love watching those guys go to work.
Mixon with a first down carry. And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5.
The yards may start getting a little tougher to come by down here near the goal line. That's good work defensively there on first down, holding them to a short gain.
On 2nd and goal, one man stands in the backfield, and that's Mixon. They'll give it to him up the middle. And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3. So a little extra time to ponder this 3rd and goal as we played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Back now in Nashville. It's Texans football, but they trail here as we get started in the 4th quarter. Mixon. No gain on the play that time, so a big stop, and it's going to leave him with a 4th and goal.
I know this is your spot, partner, so forgive me for jumping in, but there's no decision right here. They have to go for it in this situation. They're down on the scoreboard. How many other opportunities are you going to get?
Yeah, I'm with you. 4th quarter, like you said, down on the scoreboard. And remember here, a field goal virtually does them no good. Likely the play of the game here, trailing in the final quarter and going for it on 4th and goal. And he's not going to get in. They stop him at the 1. Mixon unable to find the goal line on 4th down. And the Titans defense will celebrate the goal line stand. Well, their first 4th down attempt earlier was successful. This one backfires for a turnover on downs.
I like their aggressiveness. I like what they're doing. They got it the first time they went for it. Why not a second time? I don't think they'll be daunted from attempting it again. If you're on the defensive side of the ball, though, any 4th down stop is a big momentum play.
They couldn't ask for much more to this point in the second half. A gorgeous day, 1-score game. 1st and 10 here. They'll run with Pollard to begin the drive. And he gets this up just shy of the 15. That'll go for a gain of 13, helping big time to get away from that end zone. 1st down.
And what a tough spot for this defense because they know it's coming, but they're just powerless to stop it. What a great run there to start the drive. And you can bet there'll be more where that came from as they try to ice this game away.
1st down, and it's Pollard again. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Back to throw. Ward. A short throw taken in by Okonkwo. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
3rd and 3. Trying to run for it with Pollard. And he appears to be about 2 feet short on 3rd and 3. Leaves him with a 4th and 1. When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
Here's Johnny Hacker now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. Fair catch called for and taken right near the 30-yard line. The Texans offense and running back Joe Mixon set to take over once more. And it's hard to believe you could run the ball a whole lot better than he has. The vision, the cutback ability, the acceleration, it's all been on display throughout. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And last time, they had it 4th and goal, rolled the dice, didn't get it. Now they've got to put that behind them, try to put together another. And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. Touchdown, Houston. Christian Kirk, 69 yards. And the Texans are an extra point away from tying this game here in the 4th.
As a fan, is there anything prettier than a well-executed post route?
No, it's a thing of beauty, especially when it's done like that for a touchdown.
The throw, the catch, and how about the run after to get it to the end zone?
Fairbairn now to add the extra point. And no sweat. He puts it through, and we are tied here in the fourth. Well, the offense wasn't out there for a long time, but they were out there for a good time. One play, and they're able to hit pay dirt. Now this one setting up for a great finish. All tied in the fourth as the kick's away. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Titans offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been that successful. He just processes things so quickly and makes a right read seemingly every time. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. Well, they just gave up the score to tie it. That's the bad news. The good news, plenty of time in this fourth quarter to try to grab that lead back. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. To throw is Ward, operating from the gun. And this is going to be intercepted. Derek Stingley picks it, and they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. Defensively that time, they were in zone coverage. As a rookie QB, what lesson can you learn there?
Well, understand this. You saw zone in college, and the defensive backs reacted, but they don't react like they do on this level. So when they're in zone and they see the ball coming to them, they'll react at least a half a second faster. You've got to know where you want to go with the ball and be decisive with it. Otherwise, the end result can be something you don't like.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Nixon will try the right side. And he struggles to get a yard here, maybe a yard, down to the 31. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
From the 31, here's a 2nd and 9. Looking to throw. Stroud. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down.
Well, that one was all about the defender making life difficult for the receiver. Very tough for a guy to hold on to the football through all that contact. He ends up forcing the incompletion.
And if you're thinking field goal from here, it's 48 yards. I think they'd like to get him a little help now on 3rd down to move it closer. And he is caught. And he is going to have a Texans 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. Got his tight end. That's complete. It's Schultz. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because He really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days. But you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense.
It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up third down.
Brandon, you're a big lover of music. How about what you just saw there? This is what I call playing the piano for a defensive lineman, the ability to move laterally up and down the line of scrimmage. How about the way he just flowed and got to the outside part of the field and made that play?
Stroud looking to throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Texans. Dalton Schultz, a 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Texans have broken this deadlock and have taken the lead here in the fourth.
Did you see them hold up 4 fingers to the start of the fourth quarter?
They were ready.
They were definitely ready. They may or may not have done that, but they certainly have played that way. The fourth quarter has belonged to them, and now the lead belongs to them as well.
On for the PAT, Kaimi Fairbairn. And they will take a 7-point lead now. That time a 6-play drive. And it was the tight end Dalton Schultz on the touchdown reception to cap the drive. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. The home team's offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And he has been masterful so far in leading this offense. He's kept the mistakes to a minimum. He's been on point with his passes, and he's generally been one step ahead of this defense all game long. Tennessee offense about set and ready to go. They now trail by 7 after that last touchdown here in the fourth quarter. What a big spot for this offense. See if they can cobble something together on this drive. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and that will bring up second down. Back to throw. Ward. Now throw right side here, going to be incomplete.
The coverage keyed in on him since that last completion his way. He earned a little more attention on that route, and that made it a lot tougher to get a clean throw his way.
An important one here, no doubt. 3rd and 4. Operating from the gun. Ward completes this to Jefferson. And he will have a Titans first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. So the Titans in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's 1st and 10 now. He'll look to throw. Complete. Pollard. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Back to throw. Throw to the right, caught by Okonkwo. The Titans going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here's 1st and 10. Back to throw. Over the middle, and it's incomplete.
Limited time left on the clock after that incompletion, so I think both sides are going to savor every second to prepare before the next snap. Because once the ball's in motion, it may be a nonstop push to finish this drive off. Everyone better be on the same page right now, because I think they're going to try and get several plays off in quick succession if they can.
And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Back-to-back incompletions, but we know this is definitely four-down territory. Time not on their side. I don't think they want to try and get the first down in 2 installments. I think they got to go and get it right here, right now.
A big play looming on 3rd down. They'll look to throw. They'll lock it with a grab over the middle. And he's going to come up a few yards short of the first. They get him to the ground at the 37. They're making steady progress, but I see your face. You're worried about that clock.
I'm worried about the clock, and at some point, you have to have a splash play in there as well.
Boy, hard to catch your breath. Another big play looming. 4th and 3. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he's going to get out of bounds with the first down. So that's going to double their pleasure for sure. They get the first and save a timeout.
I like the design that we're seeing right there. This is what they need. Down by a touchdown here in the 4th. They just need to keep working their way downfield. And when they see openings, take their shots.
He's back to throw. And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it.
Whew, that's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle so they're ready if a tackle happens in bounds.
But just over a minute to go in the football game. 2nd and 10. Looking downfield, and that's caught right side. He's got his man. And into the end zone for a Tennessee touchdown. Tony Pollard, 27 yards. And the Titans are an extra point away from tying this game here in the final minutes. Sly on for the extra point. And we are tied here in the 4th quarter. So that one a long 11-play drive. And the result in the end, a Titans touchdown. Now this one setting up for a great finish. All tied in the 4th as the kick's away. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. And now out comes Houston. Well, partner, here it is. They've got the chance to win the game. You'd have to think they need to get it near the opposite 40 to have a chance to kick a game-winning field goal. We'll see what they can do.
And you're right about that, because if we look at it in macro, that's what it looks like. But I think in micro, the head coach has already asked the special teams coach, what is he feeling? What does he think? Where does he want the football? What's the yard line we have to get? And he's already relayed that to his quarterback and his offense. They know what the goal is. Now the key, can they get there?
Here's Stroud. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down. Stroud to throw it. He'll get this complete to Collins.
Well, that sets up a big 3rd down. Now the decision has to be, do you run it here and play for OT, or do you go ahead and press it downfield?
A big play here. Crowd on their feet. 3rd and 4. And this one into the hands of Mechie. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
All 3 timeouts remain. How much that'll matter remains to be seen. It's 1st and 10. Now Stroud. He'll drop this one down to Mixon. Gosh, given the time in the short game, would he have been better off just dropping that?
Yeah, when you look at the clock, you think so. But it's hard to get a receiver to drop a football. They're trained to catch everything.
Stroud. He finds his target. It's Schultz. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Titans' 32-yard line. And we have free football. Overtime. Here we go, my friend.
And the way this game played out, this is exactly how it should end, going to overtime, because neither one got an advantage today.
So it's the Titans who will control the football first here in overtime as we're back underway. And he won't quite make it to the 25. So now out comes this offense led by their quarterback as they take over once more. And it's been a struggle for him all afternoon. This defense has really done a nice job of making him earn everything he gets, and it's prevented him from getting into any kind of rhythm here today. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due, because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
Yeah, because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. He finds his man, Pollard. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a second and just a few inches left. Looking to throw. Moore. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Timing's crucial in any route thrown, but when you throw an out, so many things are going through the mind of the receiver. Catching the ball, timing it up with the quarterback. Are my feet going to get down in bounds? On that play, all those things going through his head might have caused him to drop it.
On third down, it's Pollard. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
Well, partner, what do you think? Might have been 4-down territory if they didn't pick it up, but...
Yeah, it's a moot point now. I was curious, though, if they didn't get it there, would they have gone for it? I guess we'll never know.
Yeah, we didn't have to make that call, but I have a feeling both of us would have said, go for it.
It's caught. Lockett. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. 17 yards on the catch and run. It's a first down. So he hooked up with a veteran there, and in overtime, that's not a bad idea. Go with the age and the experience.
Yeah, because sometimes the young guys, they give you the fresh legs and give you all that bounce. But in this type of a situation, sometimes those legs slow down a little bit as the enormity of the moment overwhelms them. The veteran guys, they tend to come through.
Well, here's a fake on the jet sweep, and they'll look to throw it off play action. That is caught. Touchdown. They strike first here in the overtime session. Well, to put it mildly, he's been able to dice up this secondary all game long, and this time that was a missile that he threw into the end zone and adding another touchdown to his ledger.
And I think we see these youngsters develop a lot quicker than we ever have, because when they get started in this game, they're not just throwing passes around. They're reading coverages early. So now they're like seasoned pros earlier in their career. How about this one here? If they win this ball game, a game ball definitely coming from his head coach.
And now hold everything. This one perhaps not over yet. The officials will take a look at this just to be certain. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How's the ball possessed while the feet are hopefully getting down in bounds? That's what they're trying to look at to see if it all comes together.
So take away the touchdown there, as that's going to be ruled an incomplete pass. They run straight ahead here with Pollard. And a couple of yards as they move it from the 21 to the 19.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball in this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And the Titans are going to have first and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. Shaping up to be a very efficient opening drive here in overtime.
And can you feel the tension building? Because I'm feeling it. All right, I've got the sweaty palms here with each play because of the enormity of what's going on. Each play means so much in overtime, and they're handling it well as this drive continues.
They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4.
It's largely been the air attack that's gotten them down here, but now's where you start to lean on that running game. That's a good pickup there on first and goal.
Now remember, again, a touchdown wouldn't win it just yet, but it can give them a big leg up. It's second down. So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit. Can't afford another delay here as they come up again on second and goal. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. They get only a yard there. Now it's third and goal.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Ward going to throw on third and goal. And he is into the end zone. They accomplish what they set out to do as they will take the lead here in overtime. So the game-winning touchdown came through the air in overtime. 4 quarters wasn't enough. We were treated to a really good one, weren't we, partner?
That we were, and I just love being able to be witness to a game like this all the way through. Who's going to win it? Oh, what? We're getting overtime? Great for us. A lot of tension on the field. Very tough. Not a surprise it ended with a passing touchdown. That's the way we play in the NFL. But the execution was pretty darn good.
Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. Oh, a good return up past the 30. And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. And the Texans set to come onto the field. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. First throw of overtime, Stroud. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down.
Not sure what happened there, but he just didn't get the right read on the coverage that time. Pass wasn't where it needed to be, and that'll send them back to the drawing board.
They need a matching touchdown here to keep their hopes alive. Here's 2nd down. This will be complete to Mechie. They'll get only 3 there, so it leaves them with a 3rd and 7 ahead. A shotgun snap to Stroud. And that will be incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
A big call here in overtime. They're going for it on 4th down. Stroud sets up the play action. Pass caught on the out route by Mechie. And he'll be out of bounds up near the 45 at the 44. They're able to keep the drive alive, 7 yards that time, and the decision to go for it proves to be a good one. The throwing again is Stroud. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front. He shook his head right when he released that throw. He knew it was going to be a little off target.
Yeah, the excitement got him on that one. Wasn't able to control the fact the receiver was open, and it would have been an easy throw.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Here's Stroud. That's complete. It's Collins. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard. They give to Mixon to try to pick it up. And he will have a 1st down as they get him to the ground at the 37. 77 yards rushing for him now as he's toted it 21 times.
I always appreciate runners who understand situations. That was just 3rd and inches. No reason to dance around in the backfield and try and break off a bigger play. Just go pick up the 1st down, and that's exactly what he did.
Stroud looking to throw. This one left side caught by Collins. Call it a gain of 3 on the play, and that'll make it 2nd down. Throwing now is Stroud. It's caught downfield by Mechie. And he's going to get into the end zone. They respond with a touchdown of their own. And now decision time. Down by 1 here in OT.
I know Paul Revere talked about by land or by sea, right? You know, 1 by land, 2 by sea. He didn't mention air because right now we're seeing a big-time performance, aren't we? That's 2 touchdowns so far in this game.
Where'd you pull that one from?
And, you know, every now and then I actually listened in history class.
And you're just a scholar all the way around. You're reading all the time. I like that you fit that into the broadcast.
You know, I just grab a nugget when I can.
Fairbairn now to add the extra point. And he puts it through. That time, a 9-play drive. And it was all capped off by a John Mechie touchdown reception. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. And here comes Tennessee as they get set to take the field. A lot of time for this unit to game plan on the sideline after that drive that they watched the other side just score. But remember, last time they were out, they scored as well. We'll see if they can seize that momentum right back.
And they have had a lot of time to cool off from reaching the end zone the last time. So have they been able to keep themselves mentally sharp and into this game, even though they haven't been on the field? And you and I both know, one big play, though, gets them right back up to that level.
And he'll slide to a halt here, still a little shy of the first down marker.
I do think it's fair to say that they were caught off guard a little bit when we decided not to throw it on first down. But give them credit. They recovered in time to deny him the first down yardage. But it's only 2nd and short. So that run is still likely to lead to a new set of downs.
Running right, it's Pollard. Oh, fighting off the defender. And this is going to be a Titans first down as he's able to get this up past the 40.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. They'll be down to just 1 remaining as we step aside here in overtime. On first down, he'll drop to throw. And that's to the left sideline and incomplete. Each team's had it in overtime, so next score wins. Here's 2nd down. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. That'll be complete to Okonkwo.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
Here is 3rd and 5. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25.
Just straight money right there. The biggest drive of the game, a chance to win it in overtime. If they've been saving that play, they sure pulled it out at the right time. A huge turn of events there.
And now this game's going to come down to the right leg of their kicker. And now the Texans want to call another timeout. They'll be left with just 1 remaining here at OT. So on is their kicker, and it's down to this. This to win it in overtime. And he got it. The kick is good. In overtime, he's able to split the uprights. And the Titans are going to win the football game.
Charles, normally when you see a group score this many points, it's a complete blowout. But instead, they needed every single one of those in this close, high-scoring affair.
And Brandon, I'm still on the edge of my seat after that one, because when you have that much scoring and it still comes down to a one-possession game at the end, that's not something we see very often. In this case, these offenses, they brought it. The defenses, they're going to need some work going forward.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. The Titans are winners here as we say so long from Nashville.